In this video, everybody gets it wrong. In Daily Race A, Race B seems to have a fantastic race as the Lambo gets all sorts of oversteering. In Daily Race C, I try my luck at the Moses Maneuver. Hello everyone and welcome back to the Gran Turismo Weekly Race Guide here in 2024, Week 8. And this is a bit of a downturn compared to last week, I would say. But hey, it's up to you, it's your opinion. Let's find out exactly what's happening. We're in the Mazda RX-7. The old Wankel engine is back. And we're at Sardegna Layout B in reverse. So quite a difficult track, to be honest with you. We're doing 5 laps, it's a grid start with a full start check, and we are on sports hard tyres. Bop is on, so obviously you can add a wing, put a livery on, etc. But all the car's performances are exactly the same, including the suspension. Now, for some of you, you will not like this combo at all, so there are some timestamps there for you if you want to skip to Race B or Race C. However, we did do this race. Let's have a look exactly what happens, and I'll give you a lap guide after it to help you conquer Sardegna. Right then, here we go at the start. Obviously, everybody in the same car because it's the only car we can choose. However, we need to get ready for the start. So traction control onto 1. Hold the handbrake. Remember, the handbrake's probably the best way because it's a button release as I flash up the pop-up headlights. Make sure you pop them up on the grid. Right, here we go then. Good start here. You do need traction control there. And we do have an annoying beep as well for changing gear. But hey, it is what it is. Let's get on with the racing. So this circuit, very complex, very technical, and it will result in a fair few crashes as well. You're going to have to really, really be careful as you go in towards turn 1 here. Looking ahead though, looks like everybody was pretty careful here as we go on through then. Not one single crash. That's quite impressive then as we go into this right-hander. Just slight tap from behind. They didn't mean that at all. You can see they backed out of it completely when that happened as we continue on into this double right-hander. I love this corner. It's so nice when you absolutely nail this corner right there. Mark just gets it wrong a little bit here as we head down here. We're on the outside of Mark then as we go in towards this corner. This corner is a very hard corner to nail. It really is as we continue on through. But hey, look, no crashes again here. This is an awesome lobby then as we go up here then looking on the inside. Going to be outside then as we head towards this left-hander then. In we go on the outside of Sonic there. Sonic saw Mark go down the inside, gave them room then as we continue on through. Just being careful on exit there. Oh, hello. Handsome Frank spin off into the gravel then as we go into the right-hander then. Oh, slight tap between the two. I'm not sure whether they're trying to represent Hans, one from Fast and Furious actually. Oh, hello. We've got another spinner there. That was KCR Mark. As we go into the right-hander. And it looks like, yeah, it's meant to represent the Veilside body kit, I reckon, there as we go into the left-hander and go on the brakes end. So looking to try and get a good run out this corner then. Going for that wide line through, staying in third gear as well for the grip and the stability as we look to get past Handsome Frank then. And as well, we're looking to try and get past Sonic as we head towards turn number 1. Again, very hard corner to go side by side here, but we're going to give it a whirl anyway. No, Sonic sends it there. Gets it stopped as well. Handsome Frank round the outside for them as well. Well, we gained positions and lost them again. Well, that's interesting as we go into the right-hander. The Dane's keeping with me as well behind as we continue on through there. Mark's had a bit of an issue then as we go into this fantastic double right-hander once again. So they're both on each other's side then as we continue on through. Just avoiding them there. Everybody absolutely everywhere here as we go down towards this left-hander. Remember, it's very hard to do. Looks like there's some sliding going on up ahead. Oh, Sonic's off as well. Handsome Frank down the inside of Mark. Here, we've got 1 position. We've got 2. We're going to get number 3 as well. P9 to P6. We take those, we prepared for the corner, and we absolutely capitalized on it as well as we head up here then. We've got Siri up ahead. Well, Siri was up ahead. Siri's now behind us here as we go into the left-hander then. We get the job done up into P5 now. Looking good here as we continue on through then. Oh, slight tap there from Handsome Frank there. They're going to back out. Let me continue on there. I appreciate that. As we go into the right-hander, we've got Hodgson. We haven't seen Hodgson or Hogston, as a lot of people keep saying to me. I just say it that way. I can't help it. It's just a habit that I've developed, so I apologize. As we go into the right-hander, we have not seen them for a while. They're back here as well, racing, which is always nice to see in that purple that we reference to Hodgson so much then. So, side by side here as we start lap number 3. Been frantic racing here. The top 3 have absolutely bolted up ahead here. But we're going to try side by side once again with a fellow TCR member here then as we go in towards turn 1 side by side. All very cautious. Again, got to keep this car stable for the fast times as well. And we do get through then. Happy days indeed. Up into P4. Handsome Frank's going on the inside as well. And as we continue on through here, we are keeping this position for now. We're going to try and dart here, that is for sure, as we go into the double right-hander. Head to lap 5 then. We were catching the leaders. We just got another fastest lap there at the end, but obviously they just bolted. So fair play to Arkies there, Chicken Angel and Shelty for the top 3. But not too shabby there from ourselves, but it's a really hard car to really grasp and a really hard track as well. I really wish they didn't put hard tracks in race A. I feel like it should be the beginner's race, in my opinion, in order to get people into online mode. But hey, it is what it is. It's hard track. Let me tell you how to do it. It's turn 1. You've got the white graphic there on the track or the sign on the right-hand side. Any of those are your braking marker. You want to brake in a straight line for this corner, okay? Avoid weight transfer where you can. Notice I'm braking in a straight line and release it as I start turning. And then try and accelerate as early as possible as I go through the corner, again, to try and keep stability. As we head into this right-hander here, it's just a lift-off marker, this, okay? You don't brake for this one. Just lift off, let the car roll through the corner, and then start to go on the throttle when you hit that apex, of course. You can see whereabouts this is, of course, in chase cam. And you stop saying that word, so let's think of another word as we go through here then. And you can see there, we're just trying to go on the throttle. Do be careful of understeer there. That is very common to have that. As we go into the double right-hander, I love this corner, as I've said a couple of times now. On the right side, you've got the dark grey into the Armco, or on the left-hand side, you've got the end of the curb there. Either of those markers are really, really, really good markers, okay? And you want to brake in a straight line towards the outside curb, okay? So you can see I'm doing that there. I then start to release it as I turn in, and as I get to that curb there, I'm accelerating. Down the hill we go, and we're looking for 2 markers here. You can use either of these. You've got a gap in the wall on the right, okay, so it's just after that, or it's just after on the left where the Armco goes back to that grey coloured barrier. Either of those markers are brilliant markers. Now, this is downhill, so you want to brake in a straight line, but be on the far right-hand side of the circuit. You can see what I'm doing there. I'm actually abusing the curb a little bit. I want to cut as much of the inside as possible because of the way the corner is, and then accelerate through the corner in 3rd gear. Don't drop it to 2nd there. It will just cause the car to behave in a very odd way. So, heading up here then, well, directly in front of you, slightly to the left, you've got this white patch here, okay? So as that ends turn in, it feels like you're going to understeer. Well, no, actually, it feels like you're going to turn in and turn in too early. But you are going to understeer. So turn in here, and you will keep a nice line through this corner. You can keep it flat as well, then, as we go through here. Look at that, nice and flat. Try to get over towards the right-hand side as quick as we can. Now, the 50 board is my marker. That's what I use. You can see I've got on the brakes right now just before it hits the edge of your screen. Some people like to brake a little bit later for this corner, and they use that red and white painted barrier on the right-hand side. Now, because of the way this corner is, it's a really fast line on the inside. So I actually highly recommend you keep a nice tight line here as best as you can. The camber's very helpful there and accelerate through the corner. If you're out wide slightly, you're going to understeer off. It's a very odd corner, but a very nice corner at the same time. But keep on the inside. As you come down here, I go for a later braking marker here, and it's the orange barrier on the right-hand side. The reason I do that is because I want a better exit. The exit can be very, very, very dangerous. We're actually going to see that in the bloopers as well, okay? So coming down here, we're going really deep into the corner, then to bring it back, and it's all to avoid that barrier on the exit. Look how it comes back on the circuit there. You'll see a lot of people actually crash there and have dates with barrier, as we always say. Through here, it's just bouncing the car. We're going to chuck it left. And I actually want to use a little bit of that gravel there to slow the car down. So I'm trying to get far left as possible for the right-hander, the final corner here. But I actually use a bit of the gravel to slow myself down a little bit. But my brake marker is the end of the curb there that I've highlighted for you here. I'm about to go on the brakes. You can see I've lifted off here. And I want to stay as far left as possible and then turn in and accelerate through the corner. And you can see I'm doing that there. 3rd gear, very stable in this car as we're then going to continue towards the line. I can't remember what lap time it is. I think it's 34.911. There you go. So we get into the top 10 there. You can chase that ghost if you want to. We've jumped to Daily Race B then, where we're at one of my favourite circuits. It's Lago Maggiore. It's the full circuit, and we are in Group 3 machinery, if you can't already tell in the background. What exactly are we doing? Well, we're doing 5 laps. It's a rolling start, and we are on the racing hard tyre. You can adjust the suspension, the differential, and the brake balance ×1 fuel and tyre wear. People always ask me, what setup are you using? I use the default setup when I do the weekly race guide. I do not use any setups at all in this video. So keep that in mind. If I use a setup, I will tell you. I'm not using a setup here. Let's jump into the race then. Let's have a look exactly what happens, and I'll tell you how to do this fantastic circuit. Right then, let's see what everybody is racing here. We've got McLaren in pole, McLaren in P2 as well, Mercedes, Nissan, that was near the top of the boards this morning as well. If you're enjoying this video, as always, do give it a like, and if you're not subscribed already, please do subscribe. We're on our journey to 50k now, which is unbelievable. And I say, it involves you guys, the 50k special, so make sure you keep an eye out if we do make it there. Right, in towards turn 2, where we do make it. Through we go, and up ahead, they are 3 wide here. Lots of cars absolutely everywhere as we go into the left-hander. I think one of the Porsches just got ahead of everybody else there as we go into the right. Now, I'm in a Porsche. Let me explain why I chose the Porsche. because on racing hard tyres, it's very grippy on the rear end, or it is mostly, of course. In terms of setups, this is a default setup. The Porsche is very good on default setup. A lot of people will be using the natural frequency at its lowest in order to get the better grip on exit, which is what a lot of people do. Just on the inside of Robo Mags there, and it looks like we've just got the position then as we head up here. Then another Porsche up ahead of Notto Reed as we go into left-hand. It looks like a very classic Porsche livery. In fact, that probably is, maybe. I'm not too sure. Maybe someone can clarify that in the comments, of course, as we go through here. Stop saying those words, Tidge. I've just realised I'm saying it too much. I'm not saying those words for the rest of this video as we go towards the inside of Notto Reed then. Very nice livery on that car. We're looking to try and get the job done here. I feel like I'm getting a slipstream up ahead, even though I'm not in it, which is very bizarre. In towards the right-hander, Banky Boy then, and we get the job done there. Nice little move. Oh, hello. Yeah, that happens a lot in this car on that corner, so do be careful as we go into the last corner here at Lago Maggiore. They go a bit deep here, the Porsche and the McLaren driver as well. We're going to head towards turn one. We're already ahead of the Porsche then, looking to get ahead of the Gulf McLaren then as we look for Blue Van Man on the left-hand side, hard on the brakes. And do we get it done? They're trying to carry it around the outside. They don't quite do it there. It's very hard to do as we go into the right-handers. We're up into P9 now with a big old battle happening up ahead here. Mario Sonic, Ali Holmes, and Pinhal there all fighting here. We've got Lamborghini, which is very brave indeed. We know how unstable that car can be, so fair play to you. Maybe you've got a setup on that helps you. I'm not too sure. Mario Sonic there again. Oh, hello. Somebody's off. Oh, Hodgson's off. Oh, no. Well, look what happened there in the bloopers. Getting another place here. We're now fighting for P5 in the end then as we continue on through here. Aerosonic really bringing the fight up ahead. Ali Holmes having to attack and defend at the same time. The Lamborghini just full of Godzilla in their rear view mirror then as we go on to lap number 3 then. Here we go. We're right behind Mario Sonic. Where's Mario Sonic going to go? That is the question. Going towards the left-hand side. I'm going to try around the outside then as we Constantina up then in towards the hairpin. We go. Mario Sonic absolutely sends it there. Trying to go for, well, around the outside, but a big, long journey there. But good run off the corner there. Mario Sonic's going to keep that position. It's all status quo then. But what a fight this is. This is why I love Lago Maggiore, actually. You can have some really good fights here. You really can. Lots of corners, lots of open track there where it just opens up. You can go on the inside, go on the outside, try different lines. It's such a good circuit here. And then once again, we're down the inside of Mario Sonic here as we go into this right-hander. Here we go. We sent it. Are we going to get it done? Ali Holmes got a bit wide there as well. We're in the middle here. Oh, we're trying to correct the Porsche. Oh, slight tap with Ali Holmes. That is my fault there. I've just lost the rear end as we continue on. I put my hand up as well to say sorry there. But we advanced a lap later then. 0.5 second penalty. That is a track limit penalty for the S's as we go into the right-hander once again. We were here just a moment ago. Can we get a good run through the corner? Not quite then. Mario Sonic's got ahead of the Lamborghini as well here. Mario Sonic leading the pack then in towards the S's. Very easy to get these S's wrong, of course. This is why Ali Holmes has a 0.5 penalty. Just cuts a little bit too much, and you can have that penalty, which is severe because it's on this back straight as well. Now up ahead, the Lamborghini's got it wrong. The GTR got slowed up a little bit here. We're going through here. Lamborghini lost the rear end, and down the inside we go. It's a 2-for-1 special. Buy one, get one free. There we go. We're up into P6 then. And we're going to chase down Mario Sonic. Lap later then. We have caught up to Mario Sonic as we go through that left-hander then. What can we do versus that GTR? Let's see how good this Porsche actually is versus that car. We know it's the Meta car up ahead. We know the Porsche is a Meta car as well. So it's Meta versus Meta here. As we look towards the left-hand side then, that Nissan sticking towards the right then as we head towards Banky Boy. Now, one move you can do here at Banky Boy is try and force them to go deep here. That's what I try and do, to try and get the run off the corner, using the downhill section then to get the momentum there. Up into P5 we go. But Mario Sonic's not going to give this up. Really isn't. Going to send it down the inside then. Look at this. It actually gets it stopped as well. Beautiful little effort here as we go towards the next right-hander. And remember, this is the final lap then. Who gets this? Gets P5 as we go through here. I thought I was going to get a penalty for this. Are we going to get one? Because that was very much a lot of cutting. But we don't as we go into the final corner. They're going to accelerate through here. And what a race there with Mario Sonic. You can see the smile on my face. Just whacking the indicators left and right there just to say good race there. It was a really good battle at the end. Really good race throughout there with Pinhal and Ali Holmes as well. And good fun. Really good fun. I love Lago Maggiore. You can always have good racing here. And once again, it's delivered here for the weekly race guide. Let's go to the lap guide then. Again, you doing the Porsche for the lap guide. I will speak English. Turn 1, Blue Van Man or the end of the pit wall, whichever one you want to use here. They are my brake marker. I always look for the blue van here, and when that hits the edge of my screen on bumper cam, or obviously it'll be a bit more delayed here, so maybe the pit wall in terms of chase cam, that's when I go on the brakes. You do not have to go to first gear in the Porsche. I just did there to slow it down a little bit more. On the right-hand side there, we've got the end of the painted grass there. That is my brake marker for this right-hander. Keep a very tight line for this corner, okay? What you want to do on exit is straighten the car up as quick as you can so you can put your foot down. Every single car is going to want to power oversteer on this corner because you're in such a low gear and you'll have very little grip in terms of downforce. Do keep that in mind. As you come into here then, slight lift, use the curb on the inside, get over towards the left-hand side as quick as you can. And on the right-hand side, we've got the orange barrier, which then goes to green. That is my marker. It's always my marker. You guys know this. That is always my marker for this right-hander. Unfortunately, on this particular lap, I'm actually going to do it a tiny bit wrong, but this is my fastest lap on the default setup in the Porsche as I go into here. So notice there, I don't use all the curb on the inside. I really can use a lot more. I should be touching that curb. So I do lose a little bit of time there. Use all of the exits if you want to use the exits as well. As long as you stay on the red and white curbing, you are absolutely fine. No dirt on your tyres. Headed into this right-hander then, we have 3 markers. You've got the end of this concrete there that you can use. You've got the start of the drainage in the white section there, or the billboard. Any of those 3 are really good markers here. Obviously, pick and choose for which car you're in and how you drive, of course. As we go into the right-hander then, drop to second gear. We're looking to clip the inside curb there as we continue on out. We use all of the exit there, and a little bit too much there. We did touch the grass as we head over towards this right-hand side. It's better to stay on a tighter line for that right-hander, by the way. As we approach the SEN, on the left-hand side, we have a catch fence. The end of that catch fence is your brake marker, and also you get ready to turn in, depending on your car, of course. I've said it again. Don't! Anyway, in towards the S's, we're going to go. We're going to use all of the inside as much as we can, staying on the red and white curbing. As we go into this right-hander, I just want to stop it here. Use all of the red and white curbing. In fact, the concrete is also track. So do keep that in mind. I've always found the concrete is track here. So you can use a little bit more if you want to. Tuck it left really early here. Really abuse that inside. And if you can, keep your foot flat. That will give you the lap time. It really will here. And I actually got a pretty good sector there as we head down towards Banky Boy. 3 markers to use here. You got the flag indicator if you want to use that one. You got the 50 board or the end of the wall, which is in the middle. Or alternatively, you have the billboard on the right-hand side. Any one of those markers can be used here, depending on your car and how you brake for Banky Boy. You can see where I am braking here in terms of chase cam, and you can see where those markers are in terms of chase cam. That's why we put chase cam in now. Really, really good suggestion, and I tried to integrate it as best as I could there. Do be careful on exit. Your wheels will spin. You do have to be careful there because you're generating much more acceleration than normal because you're going downhill. Through here is all flat, or should be flat anyway. If you are going to understeer, just slightly lift. It's all good. As we head in towards this right-hander, you've got the marshal box here, but it's after the marshal box. On the right-hand side, we've got the camera structure there. You can use that, but there's a gap in the trees just after that. That is what I use. I'm not showing it here because people prefer the camera structure. That's why I'm putting the camera structure in as we go into this right-hander. It's a double right-hander. Clip the curb quite late here. Use all of the curb on exit, but make sure you come off the curb before that 2 wide goes into 1 wide on the exit. Now, when you do this, you want to dab the brakes a little bit. You want to actually abuse the curb on the inside as well in terms of your apex. And that's what I'm trying to do here. So you're going to see me dab the brakes and try and get on the inside. If I get the inside, happy days. It'll pull me around a little bit. You can straddle the sausage there if you need to as well. Just gains a bit of extra lap time, and you saw that in the race as well. As we head towards this final corner, we've got the bullet signs on the left-hand side. The very last one, the very edge of the last one, is my brake marker. I'm about to hit the brakes. I actually want to abuse all of the inside curb here. You can just see where that is on chase cam. So maybe use the start of the bullet rather than the end on chase cam. As we go to here, again, I'm trying to use all of the inside curb there. Be careful on exit. If you go over the white line, it will be dirty tyres, even though it's still tarmac. We head towards the line. That's 55.8. People are using setups. I haven't used a setup here, so just keep that in mind. I am going to try a setup later on in the day and try and improve that lap time a bit more. We're already into Daily Race C here, where if you haven't already guessed, it's the Red Bull Ring, and we're in Group 4, which does mean Mazda 3 galore. We're doing 11 laps here at Red Bull Ring. It's a rolling start, racing medium tyres. You do have to pit. It's up to you whether you change tyres. We'll have a look at that in the race. Times 5 tyre wear, and we can change the suspension, the differential, and the brake balance. As I say, it's going to be a Mazda 3 domination this week, I suspect, but I can be wrong. I've been wrong before. We'll have a look if we're wrong now. Let's jump into the race then. Let's have a look exactly what happens. Right then, the final race, what people picked? Mazda 3s everywhere, but not totally. We've got some Ferraris in there, one starting behind me here, and the start is a bit iffy for the Mazda 3 if you're towards the back there. You did see that, but even so, we continue with the racing. You also saw the graphic. Once again, if you're not subscribed, please do subscribe. We're on our journey to 50k, and I appreciate all of that support. Through turn 1 we go then, and this is where the Constantina effect will start to happen. Some people will nail turn 1, some people won't. But it's the run to turn number 2 where it all kicks off. Every single race we've been here, it all kicks off. Let's see what happens on this particular race then as we go into here. I was braking quite early here, not wanting to send it in anywhere. And it looks like it's clean as a whistle. You don't see that very often in terms of that corner. We're on the inside of the Ferrari here. Of course, the Ferraris are all going to go towards the back as we are now behind Womble leader. Of course, everybody knows Womble. And check out Womble on YouTube as we go down in towards this right-hander then down the inside. Do we get it stopped? We do indeed. We continue on through there. Just enough room for Womble, I believe. And the bloopers, of course, as we continue on then to lap number 2. And I think I've said the word several times again. This is very annoying. I need to get that out of my vocabulary-ish, as I can't say that word. Through the right we go of turn 1. The GTR up ahead. Not my choice of car. Well, they've chosen it. We'll see how that does in the race. We're going to look down the inside then, pulling behind Mario Sonic. Get that slipstream, and look at that. The GTR is no match for a Mazda, that is for sure. Up ahead, we've got a penalty for the Swedish driver. The Scaffi's down the inside of them as well as Nissan Silvia. Did not see that on the grid, but it is there, and we're watching it as we continue on out of there. Mario Sonic still on my inside. We've had lots of fantastic races with Mario Sonic. The Silvia is about to be mugged, though, here. As I go towards the left, Mario Sonic towards the right. They have no idea where they can go. You see my face there just open up with the eyes. This is 7 a.m. and we're doing this already on lap number 2. This is crazy as we continue on through here. We're still side by side. We did split the Silvia, but we're still here. We're still fighting. We're still racing as we head towards the left-hander. Now, of course, with the pit, it's very easy to come in early and avoid all the battling, but I didn't want to do that. I wanted to actually have some fighting, and that's why I have stayed out here on lap 2. And it's why I'm actually going to stay out for another lap after this as well as we continue on through here. Mario Sonic is still there. Still there. Look at this for a race and a half as we continue towards the 2 final corners. Going to go into here, and Mario Sonic is clean on pass. Defends their position. Really well played by Mario Sonic there. Beautiful racing. Once again, that's why I stayed out here. I want some fun racing. I could have easily pitted, just kept out of all the battling, and it'd be quite a boring video to be honest with you, but I want to actually demonstrate racing can happen here. You can have some fun at least as we head towards turn 1 here, side by side. Turn 1 side by side doesn't always work as we continue on through. They make it work, and there's a nice little Mazda 3 size gap here. I'm going down the middle. Look at the radar lights up with all red. You shouldn't be doing this, Tidge. But I am. Thumbs up from me as well there because that was really respectful from them both. They could have easily closed that gap then as we head in towards the sharp right-hander. We're ahead of Mario Sonic as well. It was a 2-for-1. It was a Moses maneuver. I could only do that because of those drivers. Huge appreciation for that as we advance to lap number 4. It got to the point in the race where I was like, do you know what? I'm going to come in the pits. And I was going to change tyres. I was going to, but then I thought, you know what? If I'm going to make any progress in this race, I really need to not change tyres. So I decided not to change the tyres. And that was against my mindset of what I was going to do originally. Leave the pits then. Sebastian Loeb up ahead has pit. They are from the Asia region as we go into this right-hander. Then we've got people coming out the pits here. Hodgson's come out the pits. I'm not sure where the Spanish driver was going or what's happened to them. Must have had an issue at turn 1 because we've gone past. And we've got Hodgson up ahead in the McLaren. Of course, never in anything else other than the McLaren. I appreciate that support you have for that brand. I really do. Head up here though, we've got another 3-second penalty up ahead. That's pit lane line issues there as we continue on through here. So up into P11 at the moment. Well, lots of pits. I nearly said the word then. Lots of pits still to happen up ahead as we continue on through here. Shelty's coming out the pits now. Shelty has changed tyres. I didn't change tyres. We'll see how that impacts the race as we go through this race. But we've got a good run here on Shelty. Effectively my teammate as we're in the same liveries. And we are in the same team, to be fair. So we're going to go up into here then. Hard on the brakes and we do get past Shelty. So Shelty will have cold tyres for a lap or 2 just due to the fact of changing those tyres. Now, I will say cold tyres actually is an issue in this race in terms of the rear of this car. You can see up ahead, Sebastian Loeb has issues with the rear. I have issues with the rear of this car as well. It's the cold tyre. Well, the rear tyres have got cold, is what I'm trying to say here. So you will get a slidey car in the Mazda 3. Some people will not like that. See here, Shelty is now up to speed, warm tyres, and looking to get past me here on the final lap. Then we got Bembo up ahead as we go into this right-hander who's just been overtaken by Sebastian Loeb. And coming through here, sorry, we were side by side with Shelty. Understeered a bit too much there, did tap Shelty, let Shelty go. Shelty made a fantastic move around the outside as we head towards the line. Then Shelty was looking to get another position. Very interesting race. 12 laps, 11 laps, maybe a bit more laps. I'm not too sure. With the 11 laps, it makes the tyre choice interesting. A bit more laps would have made more cars potentially more viable, maybe. Really hard one to decide there, but I feel like it's the right number of laps for this race, in my opinion. Head towards turn 1 though. Red Bull ring, always nice and easy in terms of the brake markers. First up in the lap, it's a 100 board. That's all you're looking for on the first few corners, that 100 board. We're braking just before we get to that. You can see that right there. And I'm just going on the brakes right about now. So there we go, hard on the brakes, through we go. You can clip that sausage, absolutely fine. You can run a little bit wide, but stay on the red and white curbing, because otherwise you are going to get a track limit penalty. Headed towards turn number 2. Now, you can go over towards the left-hand side and abuse track limits a lot, but don't feel you have to. It's not a necessity for this corner. So on the right side, we've got some marshals there as they hit the edge of your screen. There's a really good brake marker. Alternatively, once again, you can head as close as you can towards that 100 board, and that's what I'm going to try and do here. Go hard on the brakes here. Second gear, clip the sausage if we can. It just rotates us a little bit. As we leave this corner, you may want to lift off the throttle a little bit. You don't want to hit the limiter, but you want to be in second gear. Don't short shift for that corner because it will slow you down even more. Heading in towards this right-hander, this is one you can be in third gear. So we're looking for the 100 board or that white line. This is last of the late breakers here. You can abuse the track limits. Again, on the left, red and white curbing counts as track. So you get your left wheels over the green stuff and your right wheels on the red and white curbing. You can gain a bit of an advantage in terms of reducing that corner angle. Notice I stay in third gear for this one. Very much a third gear corner there. Don't drop to second gear for that one. We're now going to change our brake markers from the 100 board to the 50 board. So we're braking earlier than the 50. You can see that right here. So you may want to use the 100 here and say, once I've passed the 100, I'll hit the brakes. But I'm trying to get as close to that 50 board as I can. This corner is a hard corner to actually pick a gear. So I do it in third gear and then short shift to fourth on the exit. I try and abuse the curb a little bit there as well. I stay in third a bit longer than normal as we head towards the next corner. And as the short circuit joins the full circuit, you can see where the white line joins right there. That is my brake marker for this corner. Now for this one, fourth gear may be better throughout the corner. I will say that right now. I do drop to third in this lap. This is a lap without a setup as well, just to clarify. With a setup, you may want to even do it earlier because the car will turn better and it'll just handle better. In towards the final two corners, we're looking for that marshal box on the left-hand side. No marshals in it today for whatever reason. But literally, we're going to go hard on the brakes in fourth gear. Now, with this corner, I'm abusing the circuit. You can see that right there. So the left tyres on the tarmac, the right tyres on the red and white curbing. This does not count as dirty tyres, so we can turn in, try and abuse it a little bit here. Accelerate through the corner as best as you can. I could have done that a little bit better. As I approach this final corner, I'm looking for that Austrian flag, the end of it there. And as that starts to hit the edge of my screen is when I'm going to brake. I've just dropped to third gear. How do you advise you stay in fourth gear? I discovered a bit later on when I was just practicing this as I was waiting for this to pre-render. Literally, fourth gear was better for me personally. As I accelerate through the corner then, head towards the line. That is a 1:34.3, I think. I'm in the 33s now. I've started using a setup on the Ghost, you can see. But all my Ghosts have been uploaded without the setup. So all the lap times you've seen there, the Ghosts have been uploaded if you want to load them up and actually follow them. The bloopers then, Fransom Hank did just go off there, understeered off. That's what I was talking about in the lap guide, where the corner doesn't help you if you go out wide here and just goes a bit too deep into this corner, but Sonic does keep that position. What happened to Mark then as we continue on through here? Took a nice tight line through there, which I avoid because of that happening where you hit the barrier. Tight lines will force you to understeer out into that barrier, so that's why I go for a deeper line to come back. I highly advise you do that as well. What happened here then? So the Saudi Arabian driver went off there, so did Hodgson as well. So that's just a crash between two of them. It's nobody's fault at all there, and that's what happened on that corner. Daily Race B then. What happened to Hodgson then as we go into this right-hander, very close behind B King there, and just touched the gravel and goes off. I say touch, was fully in it, should I say, making sandcastles. So let's whap the Robo Mags here then. In towards the right we go. This Porsche does a little bit of oversteer on exit. Gets that same oversteer and is going to hit the barrier as well. So that's another spinner. So Hodgson and Robo Mags off at the same time. So coming into here then, this is me where I am looking on the inside here. I start to accelerate. You see that same little oversteer that you got, that Robo Mags got in the Robo Porsche. I got it there. Completely my fault there, which is why I sort of let off and made sure they stayed ahead. Compared to here, did I give Womble enough room? I was a bit unsure of this at the time. Yes, plenty of room there. Happy days. Nothing to worry about there. And what we'll do is go on board Shelty then for this final corner. As we go into here, Shelty did give me just enough room. You see, I'm just going to bounce off a little bit there, so that was all on me. And that was a brilliant move by Shelty then. Shelty lost very little time from that, so that is all good. If you have enjoyed this video, as always, do give it a like, do subscribe to the channel, and I appreciate all the support. But that is going to be it for this video as well. Got any feedback, comments, anything you want to look at or change in this video, let me know in that comment section. The description has a bit more information for you as well. But as I say, that is it for me. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in another video. I'll live stream again very soon.